supporting you in your dog parenting journey. The Dynamic Dog Owner with Debbie Potter. Hello and welcome to another episode of The Dynamic Dog Owner, the podcast designed to support you, the dog owner, in your dog parenting journey. Obviously, the podcast touches many different topics, and generally we try and look at things that are going to help you in your dog training, and not only dog training, but life with a dog, and just looking at things from a slightly different perspective. Now, one thing I hear quite often of different remits of, but along the theme of, I want my dog to just get on with all the other dogs. I want my dog to be sociable. Which is absolutely fine, absolutely fair. That's very, would be a lovely goal, absolutely. And very true, it's what most people would like. But I'm just going to throw it out there. What does that actually mean, and what does that actually look like? Because what it often means to people, for many people, is that they just literally want their dog to tolerate every single dog they meet and never sort of show any discomfort around any other dogs. Now, I think it's quite unrealistic, because people don't like everybody they meet, do they? I know I don't like everybody I meet. Don't despise people that I meet, but sometimes I just go, they're not really my cup of tea. The difference is I have the choice. I have the choice not to spend time with those people, or to, distance myself from them if I so choose. I'm a human, I can do that. But dogs don't necessarily have that option. And dogs don't need to be friends with everyone they meet. And dogs need the opportunity to display how they feel. And I do think, personally, it's a little bit unfair of us to expect dogs to be friends with everyone. So think about yourself and your friendships. You have people that you really enjoy their company. You sync with them. They're just completely like your type of people. Even, good friends still rub you up the wrong way sometimes. You still have disagreements. You still might have arguments. But it's okay. You may have differences of opinions, but it's okay, because you can rationalise that. And, generally we deal with it. We move on. We might have a disagreement. We might talk it through. Equally, we might meet people we don't like. And generally we would avoid those people. We may meet people and occasionally have a little argument with them. Everyone has differences of opinions, whether it's when you're out walking your dog and someone lets their dog come over. You might, if your dog's reactive, you might stand up for them and be a little bit more argumentative. We know about road rage and all those different things. Generally we're not friends with everyone we meet. We have, as a whole, most people know a lot of people, but they have one or two handful of really close friends that they know and trust, and they're good friends. You then have a lot of people you are acquaintances with, so they're maybe a loose friend, like you work with them, or you go to a social club with them, or you meet them every week at something. They are friends, but they're not the ones that you would tell all your deepest, darkest secrets to. And then you've got people that you just kind of, say you work for a really big company, you just walk past them and you know who they are, but you've never actually spoken to them. Or you're out on the dog walk and you see the same person because they live in your 3 streets down, and you happen to see each other every morning. You might just kind of raise an eyebrow. We have differences of relationships, and we don't expect every single person to like us. We can't. It's not realistic. We know people don't like everybody they meet, and not everyone's going to like you. So why do we expect it from our dogs? Why do we think that our dogs cannot show emotion? We often have people come to us, and there's nothing wrong with it, because we obviously try and help them see it from a different perspective, but they want their dogs to never, ever show emotion. The difference with dogs is, if they don't like someone, like another dog, it tends to look a little bit more, I would say aggressive, that's probably the wrong word. Dog interactions can look quite harsh. Generally speaking, they bark, they snap at each other. More often than not, they rarely would even actually hurt each other. It's just how they communicate and how they have a little argument. A lot of it is just a lot of snapping and a lot of noise. But even, grumbles and growls, or, just choosing to not be with a dog, that's absolutely fine. Dogs don't have to be friends with everyone they meet. They have to, in my opinion, the most important thing is that they have their feelings and their communication respected by not just their humans and other humans, but by the other dogs that they are meeting and greeting too. Because if dogs respect each other and know how to communicate, we often then don't have the arguments. Just like, if, say, for example, you met someone, they were in a bit of a bad mood, and you kind of read that and went, okay, I'm not going to talk to them today. That's fine. You're listening, you're kind of reading their body language, you're going, they don't really want my interaction today, they don't want me to talk to them. You're respecting that and you're moving away. That's no different to our dogs. If our dog gives a signal that says, nah, not for me, and then the other dog respects that and moves away, that's actually an incredibly polite interaction. Why should a dog who doesn't feel like it have to play to keep the I'm a perfect dog and I'm sociable? Dogs don't have to be. For me and my dogs, I find it's really important we have a small group of friends. So I know it sounds really weird, but I'm not actually a sociable person. I work with people and I like people, but I don't find socialising easy. I much prefer talking to people on a one-to-one basis if I have something to talk about, if there is a topic. So obviously at work, I get to talk about dogs all the time. And I'm talking generally with one group or I'm teaching a group class. It is it's a moment in time where I'm talking about something I enjoy. Yes, it makes me seem like I'm very sociable. And I am with my clients. I love working with my clients. I love helping them. I love answering their questions. I like talking to them, but it absolutely drains me. Come the end of the week, I am done with people just because it doesn't come naturally to me. I am much more of an insular person. I don't like groups of people. So if you said to me, "Oh, come to a party," I'd be like, "Nah, you're all right." I'd find an excuse to stay at home because it's not for me. Big groups of people, we have to go and find small talk. It's not for me. I don't enjoy it. Even larger groups of people I don't know, even like 6 or 7 people, it's not for me. I don't like it, and that's fine. I am able to avoid situations I don't like. So, if you invite me to a party, I probably wouldn't come in the nicest way possible, unless I was with somebody I knew and could sit in the corner and talk to them and not really anybody else. I'd be quite happy, but I don't like social situations. But I have the choice. I have the choice to leave them. I have the choice to avoid them. Dogs don't, quite simply, because we put them into situations that sometimes just aren't suitable for their personality. Now, if you think of it like a dog park, for example, a dog park is a bit like us going to a party. We throw all the dogs into one space and we just kind of go, yeah, enjoy. Now, you've got some people like me who would sit in the corner going, oh God, this is awful. I'll try and be sociable if someone speaks to me. And you've also got the people who are like the party goers and the dog's running around going, hi, you want to be my friend, to everyone they meet. For some dogs, that situation is great if they're really sociable. But for many dogs, it's actually quite awkward and they don't necessarily enjoy it. So friendships and relationships with dogs is so much more about quality over quantity. It's better for people in general to have a few really good friends rather than hundreds of okay-ish friends. And it's the same with our dogs. Having 1 or 2 good, strong relationships with other dogs is better than going to a dog park and awkwardly trying to communicate with loads. I find, whether it's down to me, I don't know or not, but my dogs aren't, sociable in that sense. That sounds really daft. They, again, most of mine find 1 or 2 good interactions with dogs they know much more enjoyable, and they get the benefit from it way more than being thrown into a group of dogs. We don't go to meetups or things like that because I know my dogs just don't enjoy it. They find it quite overwhelming. But I know them and I know what I'm looking for in terms of how they communicate. So yeah, I don't have many sociable friends, neither do my dogs, but we're very, very happy. So your dog doesn't have to be friends with everyone they meet. They don't have to be the sociable dog. I think a lot of people think that if their dog shows emotion and shows communication, because it can look quite rude, barking, growling, snapping, or turning their back, or, whatever it is they do, walking away, that's okay. That's absolutely fine for them to display that because they are communicating. We tend to put human emotion into our dogs. And we go, oh, go on, be friends. But it's okay for them to say, no, thank you. It's absolutely fine for them to not want to say hello to dogs and to give that communication to say, I don't want to talk to you, thank you. But as humans, we expect them to just almost put up with it. You know, you're a dog, you should be friends with everyone. But they really, really, really don't need to be. And it's one of the misinformations people have when they get a new dog, especially a puppy, that they have to be friends with everyone. I want my dog to be sociable. But actually, what we should strive for more is to have a dog who communicates politely what they would like from life. And we see this a lot because obviously we run group classes and we run polite manner sessions for puppies and adult dogs. But it's about them learning, not just them, but them and their humans learning how to navigate interactions, because it's something that, again, is misunderstood. And a lot of the time, we actually spend a lot more time focusing on ignoring dogs than actually interacting, because most dogs would prefer that. They would prefer to just be with another dog rather than bouncing and jumping all over them, which is absolutely fine. So, you know, if you're out and about and your dog doesn't want to say hello to other dogs, that's absolutely fine. They don't need to say hello to everyone, just like we wouldn't need to say hello to everyone we walk past. They don't need to interact with every dog. And it's absolutely fine if your dog communicates. Aggression, getting into arguments with another dog, and communication are very different. Communication is about subtle signs that say, I am not comfortable, I don't want to interact with you, please. And another dog listening, understanding that interaction and leaving the situation and going, okay, no problem, you've said no thanks, I'll move on my way. Yes, obviously, dogs would navigate this themselves before domestication, but we've fiddled with that. We don't let dogs be dogs. We obviously intervene because we now are dog owners and we keep them on their leads, and we do interrupt quite a lot. And it's quite nice if you see dogs who are used to each other, who communicate well, because I know with my guys, I never, touch wood, really have to intervene at all with their interactions, because we obviously do when there's a puppy in the house. But they very quickly learn to respect each other, to listen, to communicate. If one says no, the other one tries it a little bit and then goes, oh, okay, and leaves. So it's not about, when you're out and about, having that 110% sociable dog. It's about having a dog that can communicate, both giving communication and receiving communication, and then acting on that communication. I think it's just a little bit unfair that we expect dogs to be sociable and polite with every single dog they meet, because if you think about it, us as humans, we wouldn't do that. I don't think I've ever met anybody who has always liked everybody they have met, or always 110% been polite. Every now and again, even the politest person in the world is going to be a little bit short-tempered with somebody. And therefore, we have to put those realistic expectations into our dog's life too. So just think about your dog as an individual. Do they crave interactions? Are they okay just bumbling along with another dog and not really that bothered? Do they give off good communication, and do they receive good communication so that they are politely telling others when I'm not interested? Some dogs it comes to naturally, others it's a little bit more of a skill that they have to learn. And us as humans, then obviously we've domesticated them, we've taken on that role. It's then our job to actually intervene and help them to learn how to listen and communicate effectively with other dogs. Yeah, just ask yourself, what does my dog enjoy? And am I creating situations where I'm actually putting them out of their comfort zone? And that's where they're starting to not be friends with everyone. Have you set realistic expectations for your dog or not? Because most dogs will not be friends with everyone they meet, and that is absolutely fine. Very short one this week, but it's just an interesting topic to talk through. Hopefully you guys have a lovely week, and I will catch up with you really soon. Thank you for listening to The Dynamic Dog Owner with me, Debbie Potter. See you next time.